You know what starts really soon too is college football. I'm excited for that.
Sure.
Okay, let's just do this. Welcome to another edition of Everyone Hates Us, the podcast dedicated to the art of winning and the beautiful sport of baseball. A lot of baseball. My energy's kind of shot, boys. I'm not going to mince words here. It's the dog days. Woof, woof. Very much the dog days of the baseball season. We're coming fresh off of a trade deadline. And what am I doing? My name's Euno. These are my co-hosts, Colin Murphy and Dan Grievance. Finger in shot. There we go. And if you're listening to this podcast without looking at our YouTube channel, you should definitely check us out. It's youtube.com/everyone hates us pod, I believe, or everyone hates us period. Anyway, or just search for everyone hates us. We're right there. Okay. We're the one with no followers, no subscribers, except like our friends and family. Guys, so the MLB trade deadline came and went. It was anticlimactic sometimes. Like there were some big names that were supposed to move that didn't. Like Stephen Kwan didn't move, who I was really kind of hoping for. There were some sexy names being floated out there, like Spencer Jones from the Yankees might move. We had a lot of fun stuff that could have happened that didn't, and then fun stuff nobody saw happening that did, including the number 3 prospect in baseball, Leo DeVries, shortstop prospect for the Padres, on the move, and that was the first shocker. That was like the what? They gave up what for who? And so Mason Miller and JP Sears, I believe, were en route to San Diego, and the Padres gave up. They just basically emptied their farm. And I think I was the one who said, like, the Padres scouting department is just like an ATM for AJ Preller at the poker table. And every off-season trade deadline, whenever the most expensive, what he'll do is he'll go and draw on these prospects and just cash them in for win now pieces. Mason Miller's a combination of a win now and win later. He's got a lot of team control left. I believe he's only on the second year.
4.5 years.
Yeah, he's got a good chunk left there. And, the Padres don't care about paying arbitration. They have no problem parting with money. So that's kind of a valuable acquisition. It cost them a lot in Leo DeVries, who was a 60 rated shortstop. That is not something that you just kind of pick up off the ground around here. That's a pretty phenomenal prospect. And additional, like they emptied out their top like 20, it feels like it's just Swiss cheesed up now and just holes everywhere in that farm. But anyway, fellas, we've got winners and we got losers. So I want to talk who won and who lost. And now that we're about, I'd say close to like, what is it, like 5 days out? 6 days out from the trade deadline? Yeah, 5 days out. We're here on Tuesday. I think we can get a kind of a quick look at how it's working out so far. So, I mean, except for the Jomo Shelby Miller trade, that cashed up. We don't know how that worked out. We all know it worked out for Kendrick and the D-backs, who are looking to save a few bucks there. But Murph, yeah, why don't you kick us off? Who won the deadline?
I think if I had to pick a team that I think did the best, I would probably say the Mariners. I think they didn't really give up any major league talent for the most part at the moment, and they got viable hitters at the corners. This is a team that struggled to score runs. I mean, I realize Mariner fans probably are not looking at the deal, in totality. Basically, they salary dumped Eugenio Suarez to the Diamondbacks for like Sebi, just 2 years ago, and now they had to buy him back and send over a previous top 100 prospect guy. But by and large, they needed bats. They got 2 big bats that went back their way. That's what they needed to make a real run at the division if they wanted to kind of dethrone the Astros. I think they probably, to me, they did the best, like shoring up like the obvious weakness. The team has a lot of pitching. It'd be a shame to kind of let this core kind of go to waste and not get another playoff appearance out of it. I liked what they did. That would probably be my favorite team as far as, I think some other teams did some good stuff. It's tough not to say the Athletics didn't do a great job with their selling based on what they got back. But I mean, this is all about competing for this year. And if we're talking about like who I think like improved the most this year, it's the Mariners in the AL, it's the Padres in the NL. The Padres gave up a steep price to do it. I think the Mariners gave up a lot less to kind of shore up their weaknesses. I think the Padres, though, according to Vegas, they had the biggest percent difference in World Series odds after what they did. But as you mentioned, they gave up the number 3 prospect. And the list of former prospects the Preller has given up on, I mean, it's almost a pamphlet at this point. The whole Nationals core, Mackenzie Gore, James Wood, CJ Abrams, like that those are all from Preller and the Padres. So Padres, though, they draft and develop well. Preller, I mean, he saves the deadline every year. He absolutely just cooks. Yeah, I cannot believe that the Padres still have anyone left to trade after every single deadline has seemingly gone this way. But yes, if I were to pick a winner for each side to win right now, like Padres, they're looking great. And then the Mariners for the AL, I think overall did the best by not overpaying. The Padres debatably could be looking at this in a couple of years, being like, we gave up, basically a perennial all-star for a reliever. That's not great business.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to look like at some point we're going to look at an all-star team and be like, he played for the Padres, he played for the Padres, he played for the Padres, he played for the Padres. It was definitely an interesting parting of ways. But this, like you said, I feel like Preller definitely saved the deadline. It was going to be kind of the Eugenio Suarez and, nice little like the moves we kind of figured were happening. And then just boom, like, okay, Cocaine AJ is back, and he's ripped up a few lines here. So Dan, I don't know if you have a different opinion, but I mean, why don't we go with winners, and then why don't you kick us off on our losers, like who lost also? So who won and who lost for you?
Sure. First off, I want to say I hard disagree about it being an anticlimactic deadline. We had a ton of big names move. It seemed to only ramp up until the deadline. It was one of the most climactic deadlines I can remember. It was sort of trade after trade after trade happening with recognizable names and a lot of movement happening. In terms of winners and losers, I'd have to highlight the 2 NL East leaders who were in a bit of an arm race. The Phillies went after Joan Duran, who was exactly who they needed, a strong guy at the end of the bullpen, and they picked up Harrison Bader as well. And then the Mets countered with Cedric Mullins and Ryan Helsley and a bunch of other bullpen arms. Both really rounded their teams together for what should be an exciting stretch run, and they'd probably both be in the playoffs. Both be dangerous with those additions. In terms of losers, I want to highlight the Angels, who we pick on a lot in this podcast, who once again decided that they're fine. They don't need to sell. They don't need to sell Kenley Jansen. They don't need to sell Taylor Ward.
Why would you mess with something that's working, Dan? It's clearly working.
Yeah,
okay?
Exactly. Yeah.
Don't mess with the mojo.
Artie is pleased, and that's all that matters. That is the main loser that I'd say. I'd say the vibes for the Twins are losers, but they sort of went all in, and I mean, they got a whole bunch of prospects back, and ultimately, they should be fine. But
my one thing with the Twins is that story that leaked later about how the Astros ended up getting Correa from them. They made their initial offer supposedly, and the GM laughed at them, said no way. And then Jim Crane calls the Twins owner and is like, I know you're in debt, like whatever, I'm willing to take off a lot of this. You're going to eat 30 million of the contract or whatever. And then the owner forced the GM to accept the trade. That is never a good look when financial decisions are being called in and the GM has to undo like a no on a trade that he laughed off earlier and had to basically agree to. So that's my one thing with the Twins. I realize that they're selling, so I guess the ownership concerns probably are mitigated to an extent because of that. But I think that's got to have a little bit of, it's got to stain the deadline for them as well. And poor Buxton, who's playing with, that team just got gutted.
From what I hear, though, Buxton had offers and he uses no trade clause. Like, he wanted to stay. And yeah, like, they traded a whole bunch of guys. They traded the whole bullpen, but they still have Joe Ryan and Pablo Lopez, and they added Taj Bradley, who's 24 and has got a sub-4 ERA, and I could see him rounding out into the next Rays pitcher that goes to the Twins and does great, just like Joe Ryan. So yeah, the bones are there, and hopefully with the new ownership, they'll be able to build up from that, and with all the prospects they got.
Emphasis on bones, because that's pretty much all that's left. Minnesota did get rid of pretty much everybody except Joe Ryan and Byron Buxton, as Dan mentioned. Yeah, and I think a lot of the thinking was that a new ownership group is coming in, and so they kind of want to start fresh without any big contracts in the books. But to transition to kind of my point, I thought the biggest winner was actually the Stros, right? Like, I'll take that. You know what I mean? If you're the Stros, you take that. That's awesome. It fills a need. He's home. He's coming home. You got to be happy about that if you're the Astros. And you're already in a decent position. It's not like, you're just waiting for people to get healthy, basically. You're kind of in the Dodger position where you're just kind of like, yeah, our biggest acquisition is going to be health. Whether it's Pena coming back, whether it's all that. You just got to hopefully get healthy and stretch this roster out as much as you can.
There's also a move they had to make after the Paredes injury came.
Yeah, I think that was it. It was just like, all right, this is one too many. And so we got to do something. And it's a lot of salary to take on, to be sure. That is not a small contract, no matter how you defray it. So that is a fair amount of money for a player who's probably on the overpaid side when it comes to contracts. But at the same time, it's a homecoming. It's a lot of good vibes. I think Astro fans generally have fond memories of Carlos Correa being part of those championship teams. So it's
all my Texas friends were thrilled.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be happy, right? Like, as much as we all think he's kind of a cornball, and obviously we're from opposing fan bases, it has to be, Astros have to be kind of happy with how it shook out. I think the biggest winner, though, to kind of echo Murph's sentiments for me, was the Padres. And it was, you got the big prize, and AJ went shopping. He reeled in some big fish, right? And I think Mason Miller, with all that team control, to bolster an already impressive bullpen that they have, is just, that's great. You'll take that if you're a Padres fan all day. And so, yeah, offense is kind of, it's kind of up and down, but Manny's been playing out of his mind. This has been a pretty solid season for the Padres. They've been a little up and down, but they've weathered the storm, and they're here in the stretch run with a good arsenal of arms. I think starting pitching is hopefully rounds into shape for them, but that's kind of what you're hoping for, is that, again, get healthy, between Pivetta and Michael King. Like, you want these guys in tip-top shape come playoff time, hopefully. And Dylan Cease unfucking his life up, like, somehow, like, because the K rate is there, like, the stuff is still there. It's just like he's not locating this shit. So yeah, so I have Padres as the winner. My biggest loser, obviously, I like bagging on the Yankees. I think when you option somebody you acquired 5 days ago in a trade to AAA, you're kind of waving the white flag on some of these that maybe you didn't, like, I mean, yeah. Obviously, the Yankees are going through a tough time, and nothing makes me happier as a fan than seeing the Yankees suffer. But this has been like, you would hope that this would be a shot in the arm to roll out all those bullpen arms like the day after the acquisition, and to lose the game that they did in the way that they did it's just not good. It's like a fart and a sad trombone. You kind of wanted to make a splash, and you ended up just kind of, like, here we go again, same old shit. And so if the goal was
to even play them, though, like, didn't they all like fly?
They had just like gotten off the plane, like, yeah. All of them, which is like very weird. Yeah, it was a weird choice for sure. But it's also like, are you going to screw with their confidence like that? Like, why would you do that? You know, like relief pitchers are very precious and delicate. Like they are very precious. And so like, why would you do that? So it's a lot of kind of uphill climb I see for the Yankees right now. Obviously they need to shore up the defense and the basic fundamentals of baseball. But yeah, I mean, I don't hate the Yankees that much. Like I do hope that they turn it around because I'm a proponent of make a big splash at the deadline. You know, like do something. You know, like let your fans know, like, hey, we're serious. And like the Twins, like they're serious about selling. You know, they're serious about just, all right, we're done here. But you know, and that's why I'll always respect AJ Preller for going all in. Do I think it's dumb? Like, yeah, but like you're going dumb for a reason. Like you're going dumb because you want to win. All right, like yeah, you do that, and who cares if you let go of an all-star team? You know.
Well, we've been saying since the end of last year, or even before that the Padres window is now. Like they're going all in is sort of all they can do. Like because pretty soon the bones of this team are going to give out, and so that makes sense to like give up your future to maximize the present because the present is all they really have right now. It is. Like I feel like we've understated the how crazy it is that they gave up Leo DeVries though, because he's the best prospect to be traded, period.
Ever,
since like 2016 at least. Like when Yohan Moncada got traded.
Oh, Moncada was number one. When he was moved.
Yeah.
Okay,
but yeah, like it just doesn't happen anymore. Like this is the sort of trade that like teams love to hold on to their top prospects because they often become stars. And this is a bit wild, but
where was Dansby Swanson ranked?
Yeah, I don't think he was the number one prospect in baseball at the time.
Well, we traded him like days after we took him number one overall.
Yeah, but just because you're the number one overall pick doesn't mean you're the number one overall prospect.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
I honestly, my loser though still and will always be the Pirates. Like, why aren't they selling? Like, what are you doing? They had they had pitching, they had stuff that people you'd think would want. Even someone like Tommy Pham potentially. Like, what are they doing with these guys? Like, they had all these bullets that they could have used here to kind of restock the team. I mean, Bob Nutting, you could have gotten out of some money being paid. I know how much you like that. Like, they just did nothing. It was kind of bizarre. I don't really understand it from a competitive standpoint. Like, you're not going anywhere this year. Why don't you actually try and get some pieces, so you can build around Skeens a little bit and give them a reason not to leave. But I think it's just more examples that the Pirates just don't even care. Like they don't even care to do the basics of selling when you're completely out of it at the deadline right now. And if I was a fan, I would just be very frustrated that this is what we chose to do. I think that'd be kind of maddening.
Well, Murph, to Bob's point, and in Bob's defense, right? If you trade, you're implying that there's a window, right? Like if you trade now, you're implying that there is a window at some point. And God forbid you do that. The Pirates have not made the playoffs in the last, 9 years? It's going on 10 seasons now. I'm pretty sure in the last 4 years, 26 out of 30 major league teams have made the playoffs. And the Pirates obviously haven't made the playoffs in so long. So why would you imply that there's a window? Like, why would you imply that there's anything here? It's the Paul Skeens show. I'm pretty sure Bob Nutting's happy just selling peanuts and hot dogs and beers to people who come for the Paul Skeens show. And I don't know if you guys have read this or heard about this, but basically, I think someone in the Pittsburgh papers did a kind of analysis of the Pirates' finances and discovered that Bob Nutting's payroll spending was directly tied to concessions and ticket sales. It was directly correlated. And the reason why I was doing that is because he is pocketing the revenue share. He's pocketing that money, which you can do in baseball. You can technically do that if you want. And so he's not spending on roster because he's pocketing the money you're supposed to spend on roster. And that's what makes him extra despicable, because he's really, the Pirates just do this to themselves. Bob just does this to this team, and they need to sell because this is insane. But then if you're making that much money, why would you sell? You got a machine that spits out $120, $150 million a year in revenue share. Why would you sell that? Like it's just anyway. Oh, God, I feel for the Pirates fans.
They did manage to move Key Brian Hayes somehow. That's a absolute coup. Like getting anything out.
Can't imagine why it was Brian Hayes of all people. Don't have the foggiest idea why they would move him.
I also enjoyed the Red Sox like almost apology letter where they came off sounding like the Packers, where we were almost in on everybody, but
oh my God, yes,
we had the better offer for Euno Suarez.
You know what?
We almost had Merrill Kelly.
We almost no. Who was the almost? They almost had. They had a real offer on the table for who's a good pitcher that they were going after? Joe Ryan? Yeah, it's like we had a real offer on the table for Joe Ryan. It just we sent it in too late. Like Breslow, you're such an idiot. Like. How much more bad will with this fan base do you want to build? Like this is
do people
holy
think that
moly
sound good? Like it just reminds me of was it Irsay or whatever saying that he had a first round grade on Tom Brady, but then didn't draft him in the 5th round. Like oh no, what's it called? We had a real offer, it was just too late. That just makes me look incompetent. Like what? I don't know. The Red Sox are hilarious.
Same boat, dude. Yeah, and you know what's stupid? They're the fucking Red Sox. They should not be doing that. Like there's no way you're that incompetently run. Okay, like there's no way. And yet here we are. You're cutting ties with the only remaining member of that 2018 championship team in the ugliest way possible. You were saving for Mookie, or you were saving Mookie's salary for him. You're saving Xander's salary for him, and then you're saving his salary from yourself, like, and just punting him across the country. Should the Red Sox be getting more flack? Like, this is a big market team, fellas. They're acting like they're the freaking, like they're the Cincinnati Reds or something. Like, what is this? Like,
well, we've been saying this since the offseason. The Red Sox and the Cubs seem a little like tied together in this, where they're in huge cities, big markets, like very big traditional teams, and they're not spending. Like the Cubs did very little at this deadline too. They did more than the Red Sox, but yeah, like these are the couple owners that we've highlighted that are not capitalizing on the huge teams and the huge opportunities that they have. But I mean, to credit to the Red Sox, they did trade Devers and they've been great since then. So that worked for now.
Addition by subtraction, baby. No, so is it like, because what was crazy was people were talking about Red Sox potentially being sellers because they were kind of hovering in that 500 zone for a little bit. And so everybody, I think the Padres fans were the ones that were loudest for, we want Jarren Duran. And I'm like, that's soulless, dude. You guys are, and of course you want the white guy, I just couldn't get over it.
I think I worked the other way. Like, what about the Padres makes you think that they want the white guy?
Like, they definitely want the white guy. Come on.
I mean, look, I'm looking at that team. I'm not really seeing where you're.
They need to balance it out. They need to balance it out. You ever wonder why Jackson Merrill gets so much love? Actually, that's a fun topic. We should do this. Like secret racism within fan bases. Like,
well, you are making the Dodgers super high by yourself.
I mean, listen, man. If Freddie Freeman had Mookie Betts' numbers, people will be lighting candles in the parking lot.
DG's already.
You know what I'm saying? But Mookie Betts puts up those numbers. It's like, oh, Dookie Betts at it again. Here we go. Another pop fly from Dookie, right? And so, is there like secret racism among fan bases and MLB teams? Like, Murph, do you notice that in Arizona? Is it like, do they just embrace everybody no matter what? Or do you notice that some players get a little bit more benefit of the doubt than others? Maybe because, they're white or they're more like, I don't know.
No, I mean, I don't know. Diamondbacks don't have like obviously the biggest following. I would say like in general, the most popular players typically have always been, I mean, like Jake McCarthy is probably the most irrationally liked one right now, but Gurriel's been loved forever since he's been on the team.
Brother of a known racist, by the way, right?
David Peralta was the fan favorite before that.
I like that one, yeah.
He's Venezuelan. So I don't really, nothing I've really seen. Obviously, you're going to have the people who out and out like are really upset that Curt Schilling's not in the Hall of Fame. You can probably make some inferences on the people who are vocal about that. but
Playoff performance truthers. That's what they are.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's also a reason to like. There's a legitimate argument that he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame outside of.
Can you say that a little bit louder, Murph, into the microphone, please? You know,
I said it loud enough. I think. No, I mean, what's it called? If you just go off, career numbers, like he's a Hall of Famer, so you're clearly taking other things into account. So he's over 70 WAR. Like, I mean, come on. But no, I don't really. I mean, I don't know about this topic just in general. I just thought it was weird considering you're picking a team whose like most popular players are Machado and Tatis and. But else, like if it gone the other way, like where the Red Sox where they had they had Mookie, JD Martinez, and the Nesson reporters were talking about their best hitter being Andrew Benintendi.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
then Boston has that like phantom racism too. It's like, dude, Benintendi was
Boston is just like Boston is not phantom. Boston
is corporeal. I mean, it's very corporeal racism.
Like Adam Jones has brought up like his incidents there when he was playing. So yeah, I don't think there's anything like secret or like hidden about this. I feel like it's pretty well
it's even perpetrated by the Nesson people, right? Like it's the most dangerous bat is Andrew Benintendi on a team with Mookie Betts, JD Martinez. I believe Big Papi was on the team at the time. Like
no, this was the 2018 team. Papi was gone by then.
Papi was gone by then. Yeah. Insane. Just insane to say. Very brainwormy.
It's Boston.
It's Boston. Because I feel like I see it other places, like the Jackson Merrill thing. I'm not kidding. The love for Jackson Merrill is insane. It's insane. Okay, like I think the Padres genuinely, and you know what? What might be contributing to this is Machado and Tatis, in a like from a objective like third person perspective, not the most likable dudes. Like Machado's had his brush ups with like kind of dirty play and kind of acts like a diva sometimes, and then Tatis obviously had the steroid. He got bumped for steroids. So like,
have you been to San Diego, dude? They don't care. Like those guys are repped like to the get. Also throw out
absolutely love those guys.
Yeah, Kim was also a huge fan favorite of theirs.
Yeah, because he was an MVP candidate. Like, yeah, he's giving us 6 wins for like $3 million. Like, yeah, we're a huge fan of you. Like,
I'm just bringing up like different players that I've seen them like overly like rep. I don't know. I find this whole Jackson Merrill thing to just be an odd side tangent of yours. To be honest.
I don't know, guys.
Yeah, I'm with Murph on this one. This is
I'm gonna randomly just pick racist fan bases and be like, oh yeah.
I've never thought of that of the Padres fan base. Like not at all.
I don't know.
Like, look. This is one of Euno's favorite recurring topics, but we've sort of like that. If we want to talk, if we want more things to talk about, there's still plenty of other interesting trade deadline teams.
Dan keeps referring to this trade deadline as interesting and like trying to sell us on this, but like when your names are like, hey, Harrison Bader moved. Look at Seth Mullins. Like packing up his bags and going to Philly. Like,
look, just because your team didn't make a big acquisition, doesn't make it a boring deadline.
I don't know what you're smoking that Seth Mullins is a big acquisition. Like, what are you talking about, bro?
Eugenio Suarez was leading.
That Suarez is a big acquisition. He was a nuclear hot bat. That I get. Okay, like
I mean, I don't know. Like,
you're cherry picking. I've named several big players that moved, and you're focusing on
who are the big players?
That wasn't even the biggest acquisition the Mets had. Ryan Helsley is the former All-Star closer.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
Merrill
come
Kelly,
on, Dan.
big name. Josh Naylor, All-Star. Like, Shelby Miller was traded for.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Merrill Kelly adding him as a third starter behind Eovaldi and DeGrom is a great pickup for them.
Yeah, no problem with that. Solid guy. But like, Dan, is it in the order of like a Yu Darvish, Manny Machado, like, those types of like big names moving? Even the Juan Soto preseason trade last year, like we're talking about huge names. Like those are like, okay, that's a big friggin' deal, right? Like this year, like, yeah, the biggest bat in the market was Suarez, which like all due respect to Suarez, but like we're not talking like perennial all-star. We're talking like, damn, he's super hot this year. Like you could definitely use him. I'm not feeling it. Like it's just there wasn't like the big holy F moment. And then like our team, the Dodgers we're not famous for making the big splashy moves, in the past like 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
right? Like,
I was gonna say you guys made a ton of matches.
No,
I
we're-
like what we did on the
no, I like
deadline.
what we did. I like what
I
we
like
did.
what we did. Yeah,
It's smart.
Brock
We
Stewart,
didn't. We
big
didn't
pickup.
spring for the Stephen Kwan. We picked up a perfectly adequate, analogous player in Alex Call. Like, I get that.
No, yeah, I like our deadline, and I'm
Yeah.
happy to talk about it on this baseball podcast instead of the secret racism of fan bases. I just brought that up because one of the main points that you brought up to say that it was a anticlimactic deadline was Stephen Kwan not getting moved. Like,
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a lot of names that didn't move. Like Joe Ryan didn't move. Stephen Kwan didn't move. Like, these are players that would have, like, holy moly, like, they did it. Like,
I disagree. I think there was a lot of very interesting moves.
okay. Well, I'd be happy to hear more about, like, what you think those bit moves were. Like, what are like like, all due respect, Dan. Like, go ahead.
All due respect to you, you seem very. This feels like you shitting on the NBA just because the internet shits on the NBA. Like, this is very. This was a very active deadline. There's a ton of interesting stuff happening.
You keep repeating the same point, but you're not backing it up with anything. Like, I need to hear, like, what is it, Dan? What about it was super interesting? Like what moved the needle, dude?
Joanne Durant, Ryan Helsley, Mason Miller. These are all big names. Yeah, we did. I mean, I think it really just comes down to you not caring about the names that are coming up, but whatever.
I think that's kind of what it is. It's like, but if it doesn't rate, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but just because you don't care,
it's a
doesn't
big
mean
one.
they're not
Okay,
interesting.
In fair play, it's definitely interesting if you're in the nitty gritty and you're, like, into baseball and you're seriously tracking all of this, which, like, fair play.
Yeah.
Like, I'm saying for the casual fan, is it, like, gonna draw? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm speaking from the perspective of just a casual fan, right? Like, is it really playing? Because, like,
I'm yeah, sure. If we're talking about a casual fan on this baseball specific podcast, then yes, fine. I sure, yes. Not no names on the order of Yu Darvish got moved. I will agree with
this
that.
is what is my point. Like, Dan, like, I don't think I'm making
7
a
years ago.
crazy ass point right now. Like, it is like, for a casual fan, is this something that's going to draw them in? And not really, right? Like,
don't particularly care. We have a podcast where we're talking about baseball, and a ton of big recognizable names got moved. That sounds interesting to me.
Okay,
and worth talking about. Like,
okay, so we talked about biggest winners. All right, so, like, what else were the major, like, needle movers in your view? Like, as far as, like, because you've named the names, but, like, which teams, like, kind of improved their position the most, do you think, aside from the ones you mentioned? Like, because if it really was, and then did any team really hurt their chances in the future by moving anybody? And I'm hesitant to say San Diego did that, just because they seem to be contenders every year. Like, they always have, like, prospects to give away. So it is kind of crazy that keeps happening. But
I mean, yeah, absolutely. I do like the swings that San Diego made were huge, but yeah, they addressed all their team needs, and they're looking really good down the stretch. And it'll be a fun division race with them, because yeah, it is better when it's not just us sort of wasting time until the playoffs start. Who else got who? I was gonna say the Rangers. I really like what they did. They picked up Merrill Kelly. They picked up Danny Coulomb. They picked up Phil Maton. A lot of good arms in that. Like, that whole AL West race with the Astros that you highlighted, the Mariners that Collin highlighted, and the Rangers. All those teams got better. I like, for example, a team like the Royals, who have underperformed, but they have, I think, the third best record since July 1st, and they picked up they flipped Freddie Fermin, who's a defense first catcher, for two good pitchers from the Padres, and a couple of outfielders, competent outfielders, which is what they've been missing all year. I could see them making a run and sneaking into the playoffs like the Tigers did last year. Like, like, the bones are there. Bobby Wood Jr. is a fantastic player. They have a whole bunch, and they have their pitching factory. I could see them turning those Padres guys into really plus pieces, like Stephen Kolek and Bergert. have both been quite good this year. And
I will say on that front, I thought the Tigers were very disappointing. For a team that has a massive divisional lead, like you're looking at, you're already going to be in the divisional round, with the bye. I think this is one of those situations where you do try to push some chips in a little bit
absolutely,
here. And
Charlie Morton is not. When Charlie Morton's your big name acquisition and you're pushing for the playoffs, they could have used a bat, but they didn't go for it.
Remember, guys, there's a precedent. Like last year, they kind of just sold a little bit, and we're just like, oh yeah, we're sellers, and then ended up, like
not winning it.
Yeah, but like they made a much bigger push than everybody thought they would, for sure, right? And
I guess my thing was like last week I talked about how like there are two teams that should be going in at the deadline, and there are teams whose core is on the downswing a little bit. That's the Padres, that's the Phillies. Like these are teams that need to win now. Like these are teams that need to like be making moves, and there are teams that are so comfortable in their position that you're not really a huge risk of going out in the wild card round in 2 games. And the Tigers are like the only team that fits that bill right now because of their massive divisional lead. Obviously they could still drop to the 3 seed, but I'm just like, that's a team that should have been pushing and they just didn't. And I think that's just gotta be disappointing if you're a Tigers fan.
I got a question for you guys, actually. There's teams that follow this philosophy, and they tend to be these teams that don't have the biggest payrolls, right? Who are happy with being in the mix. And to the point, it does seem like the Tigers are happy with being in the mix. Like we're like, oh, we're solid. We're getting wins. We'll make it to the playoffs, and we'll just kind of kiss the dice and let them roll. Are you guys pro this? Because like statistically, it should, probabilistically, you probably shouldn't be giving up too many assets if you're already in the mix. With the understanding that hopefully you'll be in the mix for years to come with your team control and all that, for at least a couple of years to come, hopefully, or whatever your window is. But is being in the window, is it in the mix, or is it like strong position ahead of, like there are tiers to this? Like, are you guys believers that there are tiers, or is it kind of, are you more of like, if you're in the mix, a lot of crazy shit can happen in the playoffs, a la the D-backs in 2023, where it was just like, Murph, let's be honest, that pitching came out of nowhere, right? Like, no, it came out of nowhere, right? It was just like, what the hell? Like
the pen did, but like, I said even heading into that postseason that I thought we were going to be a much better postseason team than a regular season team because like we didn't have a 5th starter, period, and we didn't have a 4th starter. So like 2 out of 5 days down the stretch of that regular season, we were running bullpen games or running out guys with ERAs of 6. All of a sudden, the playoffs, especially those first 2 rounds, when we could just give people a steady dose of Zach Allen and Merrill Kelly, all of a sudden, that's wasn't a bad 1-2 in 2023. Like starting pitching obviously looks a lot better. And then we got Sewell at the deadline, and we were a team that also, not the extra days off in the playoffs. You're not using your backup catcher. The difference between Gabby Moreno and our backup was pretty massive. Like not having to ever bench any of our starters. We didn't even sub. We didn't pinch hit really in the playoffs either.
Murph,
we just
like,
rolled our 9 guys.
I think we're getting away from the thing here, though.
Yeah.
Is like,
right.
Do you want to be in the mix? Are you okay with just being in the mix? Or do you trade to push yourself up a tier? Is it possible to trade to push yourself up a tier?
My firm belief is that if it's all about your core's timeline, right? And the Phillies and Padres core timeline is closing. Like they need to be aggressive. Like as long as they are around it, I do believe that if you are comfortable in your position, like the Tigers are, I don't think that they should be a team that should just be comfortable being in the mix. Being in the mix to me is a potential wild card team. We'll just see where the dice might lay. Like this is a team that should be going for the 1 seed in the AL, should be having home field, a bye and stuff. And they should be making moves accordingly. And because you're not going to run the years like this all the time. Like the Brewers have the best record in baseball, but they have a slim lead in the division because the Cubs are on their tails. Like there's no guarantee the rest of the AL Central is going to be this far back going forward. I mean, there's some competitive teams in that division. We mentioned the Royals have been good since July. We're talking 2026 Tigers, they have an open window, but the Royals could be hot on their heels next year and it might not be in that same position. So this is a chance for them. I think they could have shored up their position, increase their odds of getting the bye, basically steal a win in the playoffs by advancing to the final 8. And they just kind of decided to just stand pat. And I think if I was a Tigers fan, I'd be disappointed in that.
But And Dan, I want your take on this too. Is the AL soft right now? Like, is it soft enough to where it can be taken with an acquisition like that? Like, because AL East does look a little shaky, guys. Like, it is kind of flip a floppy. Blue Jays aren't a super convincing AL East champion. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I mean, they're good. Like, nobody's disputing that they're good, but it is a little shaky looking.
Another team that had a good deadline, by the way. I really like the Shane Bieber pickup. I think
Yeah,
he'll come in and
see, that's a big name that casual people know, Dan. Okay, I'll stop.
Again,
yeah,
we had multiple weeks where we went week by week updates on Hall of Fame voting and who dropped and who didn't. I don't think casual fans cared about that, but we talk about, I think this is the sort of podcast where we can talk about a guy like Merrill Kelly and assess his quality.
Merrill Kelly plays anywhere, Dan. How dare you? KBO, don't talk about my KBO legend like that.
Well, what was the question?
So is the AL soft right now? And
Yes,
can a team
absolutely.
basically just take it with a big acquisition, right? Like, because it does seem like it was a little bit of an arms race, but more of like an arms, power walk. Like it was just like kind of everybody's kind of adding a little something to shore up weak spots, but not really making that big push to be like, all right, no, we're the big dogs here.
Yeah, absolutely. The AL is very soft this year, and like I think we've been saying this since the offseason. Like it's sort of this glut of teams. It didn't look like that at the beginning of the year with the Tigers getting off to the start that they did, but then they fell back to earth, and it's just it's the Tigers, it's the Astros with half their lineup hurt, it's the Yankees with literally just I don't even know how to describe it, just like a bevy of errors every single game. The Blue Jays, they've been streaking. The Red Sox have been streaking. They didn't do that much in the deadline beyond Bieber. I guess Dustin May, they have the Walker Buehler Dustin May.
How many times do we have to teach you this, old man? Like, stop taking elite Dodgers prospects who have clearly flamed out. Like,
they traded the prize prospect they got back in the Devers trade for that too. So,
yes, yeah.
More than happy, by the way, for that. Like, thank you guys.
Thank you, Red Sox.
We effectively traded Rafa for Dustin May. That's I mean, they got a couple other pieces, but those are throw-ins.
I'm just glad that there's more and more teams with at least two of the former Dodger core guys. Like the Rangers now have Corey Seager and Jock Peterson. The Angels have Kenley and Chris Taylor. The Red Sox have Dustin May and Walker Buehler.
That's a good episode idea. Is like studying team farm diasporas, like which team is inseminating like the most, like other rosters. Yeah, like
Preller goes everywhere.
Padres is pretty legit. Like that's definitely they're getting around for sure. But like the Dodgers have a good amount of like, he plays for them now. So I am kind of curious. A team I think would be surprisingly low on that list is probably the Yankees. Like it is. Like, I think the major Yankees prospects I've seen get out of there is like Gleyber Torres, Clint Frazier, who was like a top guy for them for a little bit, and then just kind of like, he plays for them now. But like the freaking Padres list is insane. Like it is like, I think Team America is like a lot of Padres, like former Padres. So, yikes. Yeah, we got to do the diasporas episode. Like which team
Yankees,
has the best
they just
diaspora?
Picked up Kenta Maeda, so Maeda and Bellinger. That's another.
Hey, we're practically the same team.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm with the AL is a little soft. I think the odds are soft. But yeah, it is like it's like more parity. Like no team came out and just put their flag down and was like, this is my division. This is my. I run this now. I
mean, the closest to that is the Mariners. Like they have that great lineup now, and the pitching continues to be good. Like if Cal Raleigh decides to continue being what late 1990s
Aaron Judge with a big butt, like
and Gino Suarez decides to keep also like. Was the first time like since the Maris Mantle Yankees that a team has two guys with 35 or more home runs before August. Like that
does feel like cheating though when you do it.
Yeah, you traded for that guy.
Of course. But like that's hell of a lineup to be going into August with. Like those guys have been killing it this year, and if anything, they have pitching. Like they have, yeah, like it's cool to see a team like Seattle feeling like they can go for it, and it would because of the parity and yeah, like but it's such a glut of teams. Like a team like the Royals, like I highlighted before, like they have had a disappointing season, but they're still close. And if they pick it up, like if they keep playing it like they've been playing, they could sneak in there and do something. Like it's it leads to a lot of interesting stuff happening.
By the way, Collin, no complaining about cheating if the players on your team were as a result of the reserve clause and them not being able to reach free agency. That's not fair. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Maris and Mantle like famously could not go anywhere. They couldn't really go to free agency because of the reserve clause.
I mean, if we want to talk cheating in terms of that team specifically, Maris is only on the Yankees because the A's were literally like the Yankees farm system.
Like, organ donors.
Yeah,
I think was the term that we used. Yeah, no, it's just kind of it's cool to see the AL spread out. It's cool to see the teams all making like little pushes and addressing. It adds to the intrigue. It adds to the parity. And I think that's what makes baseball interesting right now is like, there's a good chance if you're in a MLB town that your team is either has a young star that is like worth watching. I think that's pretty indisputable, or is like in the mix, like is in the mix for like crazy shit can happen. And then there's the Twins and the D-backs and the Rockies.
Is Corbin Carroll not a young star that's worth watching?
He's old now. He's old. No. Corbin Carroll is worth watching. I think that's the other thing is like when you sell, it sucks and people feel it. Like it's just like, damn, like because the D-backs just stopped scoring after the trade deadline. Like even leading up to the trade deadline, after Gino was traded, like and after Naylor was traded, it was just like a drought. And I was just like, dude, that must be because we kind of talked about this on a previous episode. Like, does shipping players out kind of signal to the team that management doesn't believe in you guys anymore? Like the confidence is gone.
I mean, the NL is very much the other side of the coin. Like the 6 teams in playoff position in the NL look pretty entrenched. Like who's going to catch the Mets, Phillies in the NL East, the Dodgers, Padres in the NL West, and the Brewers, Cubs in the Central. Like all of those teams are looking great and they're pretty sort of locked in. And so if you're not in that group, it's harder to talk yourself into trading for guys. But at the same time, like, yeah, in the AL, I watched the first game, the first Mariners game with Suarez. The vibes were through the roof. Like they were so happy to have him back, and him and Naylor together were happy. And yeah, it was great. Like it's what you want. It's the opposite end of that coin.
Murph, from the perspective of somebody who was basically gutted at the deadline and parts were sent to one team, like a couple of your big parts were sent to one team. Does your rooting interest kind of transport with them for the rest of the season? Like, are you just like, all right, I do hope like, if not us, which obviously not us, but like Mariners, like, is that kind of how you're thinking about it?
I mean, I've always kind of rooted for the Mariners. It's kind of an AL team. I'll root for them again. But I mean, right now, no, I'm still just watching the Diamondbacks. It was great watching them beat the Padres last night. Like maybe we can
How
ruin
is
their
this team
lives.
still winning?
So it's
it's like
Locklear, the guy we traded, we got back from the Suarez deal, hit his first major league home run with us.
Of course he did.
So that was good. But yeah, when we get closer to the time, yeah, it's gonna be all in on the Mariners probably. I mean, I have nothing really against them. We trade with them a ton. It's got to be the team I think we do the business with the most.
Yeah, between Ketel Marte, who was actually a Mariners prospect, Gene Segura was I believe.
Yeah, we traded them
in there
for Segura and Haniger for Ketel and Taiwan Walker.
Taiwan Walker trade. That's right.
Obviously, Randy Johnson went from Seattle to us. JJ Putz, Fernando Rodney, Paul Sewald, who's a big.
Yeah, we kind of have this cross-pollination dynamic kind of, established. But what I'm thinking is like, all right, so do you feel dirty like rooting for them? Like, are you cool with it? Like, it's like, oh yeah, let's do it. Like,
I mean, yeah, I have no problems with it. Like, I want.
It helps that it's the
Mariners.
Mariners, by the way. It's like a team that everybody wants, like a little bit to win, right? It's just like so many great players have walked through have donned the Mariners jersey, and you just want them to, and the team history and all that, and the giant documentary from John Boyes helps a lot. So, okay, Dan, I need to come back to LA.
Sure.
We are one of the worst teams, like on offense, since like June. I think it was like June 28th.
Yeah.
Did we do enough? Like, it's serious. Like, it's a serious question, right? Like, did we do enough? Because like, what if it stays this way? Like, God forbid, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, like we really are trusting our guys to come back off the DL. Max Muncy just came back, so that should hopefully be huge. But yeah, like we definitely like, but yeah, on a certain level, we're sort of locked in with who we have. It's hard to like Mookie Betts has been struggling all year, as we alluded to earlier, and seemingly getting worse, which sucks. But like, we can talk about long-term implications of that if we want. If this is a one-season blip because of the like all the weight that he lost right before the season, if this is just a hangover from that. But yeah, like how you're not going to move off of Mookie Betts. Like you're going to have him in the lineup. The most you can do is move him down, which I think we should do. But yeah, like there's not like what third base. Muncy's coming back. Like you can't do much there. Catcher Will Smith. Like Freddie Freeman is entrenched at first. Like it like all we could really go for was an outfielder, but like the price wasn't right. Like Friedman does not want to pay the trade deadline premium, and so yeah, and like yeah, Alex Call, I guess, will be our playoff savior this year.
I mean, and it's not to say that Friedman does this every year. Like he will address needs and will overpay if he has to, including last year. You know, so many important pieces came in through that trade deadline. We got Tommy Edman, Kopech. So like, it's just that this year, I mean, you're right.
I mean, we got a reliever, which we sorely needed.
He scared the
Dodger,
shit out of me last night. Like he really did not great. So Brock Stewart's, it's funny. I was like, Brock Stewart left? That was my first question. I thought it was still in the minors. I was like, Brock Stewart left? Oh, he's killing us. So
yeah, I mean, I'm always happy to have the beef stew back. Noted Tolkien obsessed baseball player. Yeah.
That's a cool fact. Yeah. I like that. Damn. Yeah, Brock Stewart. Yeah, we did make the pieces but Dan, it is kind of interesting. Like you said, we're entrenched, and the names you're rattling off are big ass contract numbers. Like they're like not going anywhere type numbers. So like if they don't work out,
I'm not freaking out over Mookie Betts beyond this year yet. I do think like what's happening within this year could be explained very easily with what happened to him this year. Like he's been through a lot. If he continues struggling like this next year, then I'll start worrying about the 6 years beyond that's remaining on his contract. But yeah, for now, like we have a lot of depth and a lot of capital. Like I think like the guys are underperforming, but reinforcements are coming. Like Max Muncy coming back will be huge for this lineup, and hopefully, like at the same time, like Freddie Freeman has been looking good again. Supposedly Shohei will remember how to hit for power again soon. Like it's like this is the sort of thing that happens in a 162 game season. Like there's ups and downs, but yeah, like the talent is there. Like this is a team that was being referred to as a super team before the season, both because of the batters and the pitchers, and yeah, I don't think it's freak out time yet. I don't think we'll go into the playoffs with the 30th ranked offense like we've had for the past month.
I sure hope so. I mean, to your point, injuries, crazy slumps, weird Mookie Betts underperformance, 3 games out in front. You know
exactly.
So like, yeah, but this is the depth we paid for. This is a depth that we actually paid for. So it's good to see it actually kick in and do the thing it's supposed to do. Pretty brutal to see the results though. Like this was like on the range of things that could have happened. This is on the I really hope this doesn't happen. Like we're here. Like
yeah, I mean a lot has gone wrong, but again, despite that, we're still in first.
3 games out in front.
Yeah.
So
and like it's given us the calling up a guy and like Alex Freeland who's been playing. Like I really like what I see from him. That's the sort of opportunity we have when all this happens. You can sort of test guys out and have surprise playoff contributors found that way as well.
It's nice to call up guys when you don't have to. You know what I mean? It's nice to call them up because you don't have to. And I think we're still in that position. It's crazy, but we're still in that position. You don't have to call up Alex Freeland.
Yeah.
We technically didn't have to call up Dalton Raji, but give him some tick, like screw it. Yeah. So ultimately, you're cool with how we kind of ended up as a Dodger fan. Yeah.
I mean, it like we said, they picked up a couple of interesting depth pieces, and we picked up a couple of good prospects, like for big value. The Tibbs was great. And the guy we picked up in that 3-way trade, the Reds prospect pitcher, Saranowski, I really like him too. Like I think both of those guys will be important for us going forward. So yeah, no huge names, but yeah, I think we did fine.
Yeah,
I'm just happy you guys didn't get Quan. It's about what my review.
I really wanted Quan.
So ironically, my big thesis that I was going to land on here was that like maybe the big name isn't what you need. Like that was the ironic like thesis here was like maybe the big name isn't what you need. Maybe it really is. And to Andrew Freeman's point, I know he didn't want to overpay prospects, right? Because we have
take bats.
I'm sorry.
The heroes we need are Michael Conforto taking more ABs.
We gave him reps and look how he's doing. In the past 3 weeks he has an OPS that starts with a 1. Like that'll play.
Yeah.
Right. Like so hard to complain. But yeah.
Please keep playing him. Yes.
I just give him some tick. Like just let him shoot it out. Like yeah, he's 0 for 12 right now. Like he can turn that into a 3 for 15.
The Dodgers are the sort of team that can give a guy $20+ million and he'll be sub the Mendoza line the whole first half plus of the season, and we just keep trotting him out there because the rest of the lineup is good enough that we can just let him swing through it, and now he's playing well.
Yeah, every team has a Conforto, but not every team has a Conforto that they're counting on, that they're not counting on. Like not everybody has that player. Like every lineup has holes. Our lineup had 1 hole at one point. It was him. That was it. Like that was the hole. So, and it's not like we. Oh yeah, Mike, we're paying you $20 million to bat a fucking 850 OPS, right? No, we're paying $20 million to like. Let's see what you can do, bro. Like, So
yeah.
That's what happens when you're the richest team in baseball, and the highest revenue team in baseball, and all that good stuff. But yeah, before Collin is bored in tears, listening to us roster bait the Dodgers so hard.
It was bound to happen.
We're here.
Not surprised. You guys are at least relevant.
That is unnecessarily mean to your team, Collin.
Well, they were relevant until the trade deadline.
They were definitely relevant. Yeah, they were. It's like, but they were relevant so far as like, oh, who on this team do we like? Like
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Murph. Okay. Final little small snack. Murph. Merrill Kelly. Does he come back next year? Because that's something that you've kind of hung your hat on the past couple of weeks. Does he come back next year?
I think if you look at the comments made by Hazen, Derek Hall, and even Merrill Kelly himself, even after the trade, I think it is incredibly likely that he ends up back in Arizona after this year.
That has to be tampering, Dan. Like it's just like MLB PA can't be reading that and be like, oh, good. Like
he's 36 years old, turning 37. He has kids. He went to high school in Scottsdale. He went to college at ASU. His wife is a big fan of the Scottsdale area. Like, yeah, from my understanding is the kids aren't even moving. He's temporarily going out to Dallas.
That's what happened with Correa. Like he didn't even like his family is still in Houston. They just went back. Like it's I feel like this happens a lot in baseball. Like Jesse Chavez going back to the Braves a million times, Kike coming back to the Dodgers. Like this is the sort of thing that like I think this is a very baseball thing.
Also, I think his age is a big part of this. Like he's not getting a massive long-term deal for his 37 plus seasons. Right. He's a family guy. Like he's at that point in his life too. So I just think this is the classic chance where we got to use Phoenix to our advantage. Well, Scottsdale, he probably doesn't spend much time in Phoenix. He doesn't strike me as that type of guy. He's a Scottsdale, Paradise Valley guy. So this is going to work out great for us, hopefully. Because nothing better than losing a guy for 3 months in a dead season.
The Rangers missed the playoffs. Like, who gives a shit? All right, come back. Like, thanks for your prospects, idiots. Like,
well, I honestly think that's part of what made trading him so difficult. Was I think a lot of teams knew that
they knew he wasn't going to resign.
I think I mentioned this with both guys because Hazen came out early and so we weren't going to trade them both because they didn't want to like nuke the pen and they didn't want to have to call up guys. But basically you have Gallen, who's a Boris client, so probably not signing an extension. And you have Merrill Kelly, who has all but telegraphed to everybody what he prefers. And so I think like a lot of times, teams at least like to have a thought that they can re-sign the guy if they're going to be trading for a rental. At least talk yourself into that being a possibility. But I don't think that is as realistic as, it can be for most with this one. I think I would put it above 50%. He's back in Arizona next year.
Okay. That's a good handicap. That's a tough situation to be in for Zach Gallen, by the way. Like Scott Boras is your agent and you're pitching like this. Like it's like,
I'm shocked.
Damn.
I'm shocked Boras hasn't,
I'm shocked he hasn't dropped him. Like Scott, what do you know about him that we don't know? Like is he gonna do better next year? Like, what the hell is this?
I'm shocked Boras didn't come out and just say, I don't accept the qualifying offer. It's not enough juice.
They'll pay my staff for like a week. So okay.
That's my one silver lining. Plus, we need a starting pitcher, so we will obviously want him back, and everyone has signaled that they want him back. And I think there's a lot of conversations from everything everyone talked about between Hazen and Derek Hall and everyone just talking to Kelly that if we trade you, hey, is this going to ruin the relationship going forward? And Merrill Kelly supposedly assured them that no.
Dan, Phoenix to Dallas Fort Worth or Murphy, if you know this, how long is that flight? Is it like an hour?
I think it's going to be closer to 2.
Closer to 2?
Yeah.
That's not terrible.
Still got to.
That's not terrible. He can visit home. Yeah.
And like half of Texas.
I'd say like hour and 45 would be my guess.
Okay. That sounds right.
All right, nice.
I've never actually done that flight specifically.
It does seem kind of weird.
I've done Phoenix to Houston, but I've never done that one.
For you, it's I guess to Houston makes sense. Yeah. Because it would be, Anyway, we'll get back to matchups and gratitude and rants in a second. Oh, what a segment, boys. Me and Dan strangling each other for like 10 minutes while Murph just awkwardly looks down like his parents are fighting. Like was something else.
I feel like we worked through that really well. That was good.
It was actually masterfully worked through. And a lot of credit to you for just being, a good sport and just kind of shifting through and kind of, we are a baseball podcast. But Dan, I'm tired of talking about baseball. That's the real problem. My team sucks right now. It's hard to watch this shit.
Your team especially
sucks
right today. Good God.
Again, still in first place.
3 games in front. But did you watch last night? Oh my God. I was having like an aneurysm.
Who cares? Oh my God. You guys have won division like 14.
Dan, our team fucking
years.
blows right now. Like, why are we talking about baseball?
Oh.
I don't know where I was going with. I think for some reason, the way I was thinking about the episode was like, okay, we'll use this as a launch pad for like these points. And then we'll go into like talking college football and NFL stuff, And then I realized like, oh no, I just said something that's pissing off Dan. Dan definitely thinks this is still a baseball podcast. Like we gotta. It is still a baseball. It is a baseball podcast. I gotta bring that in. Yeah, that was kind of funny. But dude, thanks for working with me there. I appreciate that. That was fun.
Yeah, for sure.
It was good to get me fired up. I was a lot more focused. I had to dial it in or like dial in.
No.
Instead of phone it in, which is what I was hoping to do today. Motherfucker. Making me fucking think. Making me produce the fucking podcast. God damn it.
Well, I mean, that's honestly why I was like a little hesitant, was because like I really was only paying attention to the deadline as far as like we were concerned.
Yeah, I mean, because there's nothing else. It's like
no,
that.
I just was not following the deals. Like I obviously Correa, just because it's funny going back, and I was tracking Quan, but I felt like Dan knew the actual moves way better than I did. So I was like, I don't really have anything to say on that.
Well,
front.
we were in the same place during the deadline.
Didn't really want to talk about the racism part either. So
yeah, no, the racism thing was just like can somebody kill this so we can move on and like do college football? So, but no, and then Dan was like, no, I want to talk about deadline. I was like, oh fuck.
So yeah, I was kind of just like, I don't really want to talk about that, but I also can't really back Dan up because I really only have surface level knowledge.
Murph, we were in the same place during the deadline. It was my son's birthday. Like we fucking hung out, right? It wasn't even my son's birthday. It was we were fucking hanging out because that's the day I'm in Pasadena. And I was like, oh yeah, we're eating lunch, and the fucking deadline's happening, and then Murph is announcing it while I'm eating ribs. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to know what the fuck's going on? And so I reviewed everything after, and I was like, nothing crazy, right? Like that was literally my takeaway. I was like, nothing crazy. Like, teams did what they had to do, right? Like, that was my takeaway. Y'all did what you had to do. The Dodgers did not do what they had to do, which was get Cal Raleigh, but you know, and Aaron Judge and
would have been
Tarek Skubal and Garrett Crochet. Like we're missing all those pieces we were supposed to get. But no, it was just like unnecessarily dismissive on my part to do that. So I'm glad we kind of were able to circle back and address it in earnest.
Shout out to Kyle Raleigh. They did Letterboxd did their like top 4 movies at the All-Star game with a bunch of the All-Stars. He was the only guy who mentioned Bull Durham, which is the best baseball movie. So shout out.
He's the only one that mentioned Bull Durham.
The other ones they mentioned Sandlot a lot.
Okay, that's
that's the best.
But it was top 4. You have 4 choices, right?
Yeah, no, only
out
guy
of 4
who mentioned Bull Durham. Yeah.
Yo, Murph, welcome back to Everyone Hates Us. We got a quick baseball movie conundrum here. Okay, so if you're gonna name 4 baseball movies, I feel like Bull Durham has to be one of the 4, right? Like Dan.
No, just to be clear, it was just favorite 4 movies for like any movie. It wasn't favorite 4 baseball movies.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah.
Sandlot's up there.
Sandlot's fun.
Sandlot's like the classic, you know.
Yeah.
What is another?
I
The
mean,
Natural.
The best.
The Natural.
4
I love The Natural. Yeah.
Is probably Mr. 3000. Angels in the Outfield 2.
You know what? That's my sleeper hit. That's my dark horse.
Trouble with the Curve.
We have. I'm looking up. I have a whole stack here. We got Bull Durham, A League of Their Own, Natural,
Basketball.
Major League, Field of Dreams.
Major League. Oh, how can we forget Major League?
Yeah.
That's a banger.
Little
Angels
Big
in the
League is
Outfield. You guys ever
fun.
watch that one?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bad News Bears, also fun. Weird movie, but fun.
If I were to do 4, like it probably would be Sandlot, the go-to. Bad News Bears, absolutely love it. Billy Bob Thornton over the original, potentially, just because I think Billy Bob Thornton plays a scumbag so well. I actually liked Hardball a lot.
Hardball's good. Yeah.
Hardball was great.
Yeah.
Is this Keanu Reeves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing
The
the
kid with
inner
the
city team.
Notorious B.I.G. while he's pitching.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I love that one.
Yeah, Bull Durham probably is next on there, but I could be convinced of Field of Dreams as well.
Bull Durham is important. That's the thing. Like for me, Bull Durham's important. All right. Like
him telling the batter what the pitch was to teach the cocky pitcher a lesson. That's why I still like Bull Durham. That's such a memorable scene for me. Yeah, those would be my 4.
Dan, what's your baseball movie around Mount Rushmore? Here we go.
Yeah, Bull Durham and The Natural are the 2 like locks for me. Beyond that, I'd probably say, I'm just going to refer to my list here to remind myself. I'll probably say League of Their Own and Major League. Those are probably the 4 that I like the best.
Okay. Bull Durham because I have to. But like it's important. Like I said, it's important to have that on your list. But mine's
That's
gonna
why
all
I
be.
got that Durham Bulls hat here too.
That's fire.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is like I don't zoom in enough to see all the paraphernalia you have in the, behind you, and that's like I'm kind of thinking about what my set's gonna be, and because mine's still like a white wall. But yeah, I digress. Real quick, Bull Durham. Okay, and I'll go 3 comedy because I'm that guy. All right, so I like The Scout with Brendan Fraser, which is ridiculous, but like I always thought that's what it was like to be a baseball player. It was really good. One scene that really stuck out to me was like a girl on the plane like gives him her number like on a piece of paper, and he just puts it in a box where it's just like overflowing with like little pieces of paper of women who give them their numbers, and I just like it's a core memory for me. I was like, damn, is that what it's like to be a ball player? So Brendan Fraser, The Scout, Mr. 3000 has to be on there. I thought that was also important, guys. It's a lesson about life. All right, like sometimes just leave it at $29.99. All right, take one for the team. And then the last one for me, probably Sandlot, just because that was actually my first encounter with James Earl Jones. That was like my first time ever seeing him, and I was like, oh, holy fuck, this is the guy who does Darth Vader. Like, makes sense. It's
Darth
pretty
Vader
scary.
And Mufasa.
And Mufasa. Actually, no, then Lion King was my first one, but the second one was Sandlot. And oh my God. Yeah. So that's my 4.
Sandlot is just perfect in the sense that it's like got that childhood backyard like vibes type thing. When growing up, a lot of times we did it more with kickball than baseball, but it translates. It's just something that always sticks with me.
Everybody's been there.
Yeah.
Hitting the ball into the neighbor's backyard. It's just like, oh fuck. Like the number of times I would have to go to my neighbor's house and awkwardly like knock. And then she just like was like, you know what? I'll just open it. Why don't you go in there and go get it? Like, and if you're gonna keep hitting it in there, you can go in there and go get it. And I was like, oh, thanks.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You're Californians.
Yeah.
We weren't hitting the ball to our neighbor's spot.
Yeah, because your backyards are like 4 acres. You know, like
yeah, balls are going.
I'll also shout out the 2 movies of like little kids being involved in major league teams, which are a lot of fun. Little Big League, where the guy gets where the 12-year-old becomes the owner, and then Rookie of the Year, where the 12-year-old
Rookie of the Year. Oh my God.
Basketball's fun, even though it's not really a baseball movie, but kinda.
We're not counting that.
South Park does. Yeah, what's it called? And their baseball episode's amazing as well.
Which sport has the best movies? Is it baseball? Like clear cut number 1? NFL's up there. What's the best NFL movie? people say Rudy, right? Like, or football movie.
Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night Lights.
Any Given Sunday. If you're
one.
going for more goofy ones, Little Giants is a fun.
Oh, you know what, dude? Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire. Great one. I think football actually has quite a few. They're
football's got
pretty
some
great.
good ones.
Football's good, but it's baseball for me for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't like Draft Day with Kevin Costner?
I want all my picks back.
David Putney because I feel like it.
Speaking of, though, I was gonna say I'm surprised you didn't mention Moneyball.
Oh my God! How did we forget that?
Partly I was trolling with Trouble with the Curve, and then I think we just kind of stopped going on.
What's the one with Jimmy Fallon and Drew Barrymore?
Yeah,
Fever
just
Pitch.
talking about this movie.
Fever Pitch, yeah.
Fever Pitch, yeah.
Which is
He
a
had the
ripoff
New York Yankees
of
toilet
the
paper.
Arsenal movie of the same name. It's a ripoff of a British movie.
Yeah,
Like-
Fever Pitch, as in, yeah. I guess it works in both, but yeah, it's the soccer pitch versus the baseball pitch.
It's a teacher dating Arsenal fan. Then they never win, and yeah.
Sorry, Dad.
I mean,
dude. Yeah, no. Oh, Moneyball. How did we forget about that? Fuck.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
It's a big one, especially for this podcast.
Yeah. No, because all our soundboard is like Moneyball stuff.
Does basketball have the weakest? I mean, as White Man Can't Jump.
I do love White Man Can Jump.
But after that, I mean, Space Jam, Sixth Man.
No, dude.
What's the Ray Allen one?
The Ray Allen one with Spike.
Yeah, He Got Game.
Spike Lee. He got game.
That's a good one.
Coach Carter, which I loved.
Oh, Coach Carter's great.
Basketball Diaries is good.
Juwanna Man. Like these are.
My thing with Coach Carter though is it almost just feels like it's so.
There's so many movies like that.
Yeah. I mean, the Ben Affleck came out with one.
Hoosiers is good.
Hoosiers. That's a great one.
Yeah.
Damn.
What's it called? Was it Texas Road?
Oh, the
UTEP story.
UTEP, yeah.
First all black starting 5
Mhm.
beating racist Kentucky's all white starting 5.
including Pat Riley.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Pat Riley was on that Kentucky team.
Yeah.
But yeah, because it's no Glory Road. Glory Road.
Yeah. That's the one.
Gosh. Yeah. Because yeah, they were called Texas Western back then, not UTEP.
Mhm.
Damn. Is there? And then NHL we won't count.
I
But
mean,
like, there's a lot of
Miracle,
good
Mighty
Miracle.
Ducks.
Mighty Ducks. That's like my 2.
Miracle was
seen.
in Francisco Lindor's top 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A lot of people like Miracle.
Yeah.
A lot of sports people, I think, specifically.
Yeah, that's a big one.
I feel like it's very over-indexed on people who aren't super into sports are kind of like, whatever, like it's okay. But people who are into sports are like, absolutely, this is the best.
Yeah,
thing
it's
ever.
like this is
One
one
of
of the
the
most
movies I've seen
important movies
most
ever.
played at on like jumbotrons at games, like that speech.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? That should have been the tie-in. Was like, Happy Gilmore 2 just came out. Did anybody see it?
Not yet.
Oh, really?
Yes.
How was
Also,
it?
what's it called? There were 2 questions in trivia last week about Happy Gilmore 2.
Really? That
One-
doesn't seem awfully fair. That's
I'll give you guys one of them. What golfer who won a championship cameoed in it?
I
When
didn't
you hear
watch
the
it.
name, it'll make a ton of sense. It's John Daly.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, of course.
You could have guessed that, I guess. Yeah.
And then what rapper cameos in it? He has cameoed in other Adam Sandler movies,
Oh,
specifically Funny People.
I don't think I've seen that either. I've sort of fallen off on my Sandler game the last.
is it 50
decade.
Cent?
Nope, but it was someone
Oh,
related.
Eminem?
It's Eminem.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Thought everybody loved you.
Eminem and Adam Sandler have had like a thing for a little bit where they.
Yeah, no, it's I forgot what the thing was. Like they played ball together or something like that. Like they actually play pickup ball or something weird. But
So yeah, back-to-back questions in trivia this past over Happy Gilmore 2.
oh my god.
There was more surrounding questions, so you could solve it without having seen the movie. But
Are there other good golf movies? The Legend
Yeah.
of Bagger Vance.
Tin Cup is fun. I think
I haven't seen that.
greatest game ever played.
Tin Cup is part of the trilogy that I keep saying they released Bull Durham in the Criterion Collection, but they should do the trilogy of the same director with White Men Can't Jump and Tin Cup. Like he made 3 really good sports movies.
Kevin Costner again. Oh my
Yeah.
god, this guy's everywhere.
But no, greatest game ever played is also one. It's a story about the amateur golfer back in like the 1920s who like they basically America needed
remember
someone
that.
to play, and then he ended up like playing the game of his life, and ended up winning against like,
Caddyshack.
Oh yeah,
Caddyshack. Oh my god.
Honestly, I will say I wasn't a huge fan of that. Like it's the type of Bill Murray humor that just doesn't land for me. It feels almost sacrilegious to say. But next time I'm in Chicago, I'll make sure I'll say that.
How do we mute participants on the call? So to Murph, to your point, I think NBA might have the weakest one. It's like just because there's so much strength and like,
The other
and also
ones.
what are you taking over Mighty Ducks and Miracle? You know what I mean? Like that the NBA has to offer. Like he got game, maybe.
I mean, White Man Can't Jump. I think it's my favorite basketball.
Okay, well, we can.
White Men Can't Jump's great.
I mean, but like autobiographical, like or biographical similarities aside, Murph. Like, come on, like
Well,
you know-
Alaska Airlines could take off.
you were not called Alaska Airlines. This is so disrespectful to the airline. Like, what are you just grounded the whole time and fouling people? Like, what's
I could
planes
snap the
can't
rim.
foul people, Murph.
I could snap the rim. But yeah, I mean, of ones like of the actual NBA, I mean, you have like Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the list
Yeah.
already fell off before you got to that. Like, that's
Space Jam. What's that one with where Whoopi becomes coach?
oh shit.
Uh,
Oh, I know. Oh,
You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Whoopi Goldberg's become coach of the Knicks.
No, I'm looking
Yeah,
this
in
up.
terms of
Eddie,
like, yeah,
Eddie.
if we're
Eddie.
limiting it to like about the actual league, then yeah, the NBA doesn't have any. Like all
Yeah,
the
NBA
good
doesn't have crap.
basketball movies aren't about the NBA.
Yeah.
Like
Basketball
Space
has
Jam is
Blue
the
Chips.
best.
Blue Chips was pretty good. That was underrated.
Blue
I like
Chips is
Blue
good.
Chips.
No,
yeah.
but also not about the NBA.
Yeah. It's about going there, but not quite there. Not quite yet.
Not quite.
Yeah, like because if you do the NFL, even like I mean, Any Given Sunday is not the real NFL, but like it's professional football.
pretty much.
Replacements is directly was just kind of it masked off. But I think that
Yeah.
one and Jerry Maguire just clears everything by such a huge gap. Like that's just gonna be tough to beat.
Yeah, Jerry Maguire's on another level with it. So
I mean, I'm not even sure. Basketball beats soccer because you got the big green, bend it like Beckham. She got game.
Shaolin Soccer.
Oh yeah.
Shaolin Soccer.
Dan,
yeah.
don't you better not be being sarcastic. I love that movie.
No. It's
Okay.
a great movie. Great
All
movie.
right.
Not being sarcastic.
Okay. Like I'm watching you, motherfucker. You better not disrespect my Shaolin Soccer.
I mean, what's that Sepp Blatter produced FIFA documentary? I mean, I'm sure that was great.
Oh my god.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the ranking goes NFL or no, sorry. For Dan, it's MLB, then NFL, then NBA.
Yeah.
Okay.
If
Murph?
we're ranking just those three, yeah.
I think that sounds right to me.
MLB, NFL, NBA.
Yeah, I mean,
I think I gotta go MLB only because Moneyball. Like, if it didn't have Moneyball, I would put NFL over the top. And just because I like that transactional side of everything, and it's.
I think
like,
honestly, I might do boxing over all of them though.
I mean,
Boxing
that's
does
not
make some good
fair.
movies,
Boxing's yeah.
Ali,
You got like
Cinderella
Raging
Man,
Bull.
Raging Bull.
Yeah, come on, dude. That's ridiculous.
What's the?
I mean, even like $1
You
Million
know what's had some
Baby
good
is in
movies
there.
recently is tennis. Challengers was probably my favorite movie of last year.
Oh shit! It was a run of because that before that was King Richard. That's
Mhm.
another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, tennis is actually on the come up.
I like the parody movie they made over the Isner Mahout Wimbledon.
Oh yeah.
marathon with like Andy Samberg and everyone. Where they have the game take like a week and a half. That was fun. I don't think that really constitutes a movie, but it was
Yeah, that was good.
Oh.
Shout out. I forgot about that one.
All right,
I
so
even watched this a really good. Sorry,
No,
I
no.
watched the art house movie theater in Austin showed like a French Open documentary from the 70s, which was that like had no narration and it was literally just it was like the most soothing. Yeah, it was just like it was great. I think it's literally called the French Open. Sorry.
I gotta look this up. It sounds like something I would watch. No,
Yeah,
well,
good.
Dan knows my taste in movies. That sounds like something I watch.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh yeah, soccer. I forgot to mention Fever Pitch, the original. I think soccer actually is sneakily pretty good.
I mean, you got the whole world making soccer movies versus. one
so it goes
country.
like NFL or MLB, NFL, and then like NBA, like way down there. Like,
Yeah, I mean, 'cause
sorry,
I
Air Bud, have a
think-
seat. Like,
think I'm gonna put soccer. Well, Airbud's like every sport, so
that's true. He does
Yeah.
kind of do everything.
But again, if we're counting non-NBA basketball movies, that does raise it.
That
up
rank it a little
lot,
bit higher. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
But I still would put it below boxing.
Yeah.
Boxing's
box-
not fair, dude.
boxing's
Boxing,
its
no,
own
that's not
thing, yeah.
fair.
It's
That's not
such
fair.
a cinematic.
Yeah,
sport,
it's
too.
too freaking important. Fucking Rocky. Like
Yeah.
Rocky 5 is still better than most of the movies that I'm like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I mean Creed, Southpaw. Yeah, I mean there's a ton. Ali.
yeah.
Uh,
Ali was a good one.
Yeah.
Even though Will Smith, R.I.P., like, is a rapper again. That was one of his better ones. He did a really good.
Yeah.
Ali.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one for sure.
Hey, we got to get to matchups, boys. We're never gonna get out of here. We're pushing 2 hours. Look at y'all.
Yeah.
We could said it couldn't happen, but me and Dan proved otherwise. Strangled each other for a solid 10 minutes there.
I did. Well, the movie discussion was completely out of left field. I don't think that was planned.
I can't believe that. I mean, it does marry all of our loves, right? Like, it's like sports and movies, sport movies. Like,
No.
I'll
next
throw
thing
out
he
for
does-
baseball as well. Last thing, best sport. I think the best 2 sports related TV shows: Eastbound and Down and The League.
okay,
Friday
so
Night
that's.
Lights is a pretty
I'm
great
just
show.
Friday
gonna.
Night Lights, right? Yep, that's the top
Yeah.
3. There we
First of all, you missed Friday Night Lights.
Yeah.
So I just put Murph in his little corner there. You
Well,
know, like,
I was just speaking.
the fuck was that?
I was just coming out of my mind. This is just coming out of my mind.
Dan, are you remotely surprised that it's Eastbound and Down and The League? Like, it's just
I
to
mean,
me.
great shows.
They're
But,
not terrible.
They're not. Yeah, Friday Night Lights is. I would
Yeah,
prefer it.
that's top 3. We need a 4th for Mount Rushmore though, 'cause that's how
Ballers.
I didn't really like Ballers that much.
Hard Knocks. That's not fiction though. Well, it is fiction because some of these.
I
teams
thought
are...
the Winning Time, the Lakers '80s Lakers one that just came out was quite
with
good.
Adrian Brody. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a nice one.
That'd be a good one. Plus, it gets us a different sport, which is kind of nice. Or not.
What's the sport one that I like all those like documentaries. That's why. Like I like the ones that
the
like
30 for 30s.
Yeah, 30
Yeah.
for 30s, and like even the Netflix ones that are like the ones about like dirty, like what's it called, like cheating or something like that. There's always like something about cheating.
Yeah.
Wide receiver.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
I
Yeah.
watched the Gilbert Arenas Javaris Crittenton one recently. That was a fun one.
Yeah. And the Malice at the Palace one too, and the Tim Donaghy scandal. Like all these, I'm watching
this
this.
one. I gotta watch that. And,
Yeah,
and that's such a that's a good
that was an iconic moment, truly.
one.
We've met Ron Artest.
Yeah, we have. He ran into our office. That was the weirdest thing, and he was wearing our company sweater, which was also really weird. Like, where'd you
Nice.
get that?
So
Yeah, shout out Ron Artest. Okay, matchups.
We're getting there.
Gratitude rants. I'll kick us off. The matchup I'm looking forward to is actually not for a couple weeks. I know we're trying to do within the week, but I'm really, really looking forward to the start of football season. I feel like USC has something to prove this year. That was what one of the segments was going to be, but like whatever. Dan thought otherwise. We're just like, no, fuck that. Talking deadline. But yeah, really excited for USC football. I do think that this team is looking a little bit different this year. Like it's the coaching, the vibes, like everything feels like there's a lot more energy. Despite the fact that the school has negative energy right now, like, and I mean quantifiably negative, like energy, like it is laying off people like crazy. It's running a crazy deficit, but for some reason, the only thing that still works is the football. So, could always count on my alma mater to take care of the important things, right? So, yeah, that's the match I'm looking forward to. Rant.
Can you? I'm sorry. Who's on the team? I don't.
I couldn't tell you, to be honest with you. No, it's like Jacoby Lane, like the receivers that were good from last year are rating as first round guys. I don't know who's going to play quarterback. I don't think it's going to be Maava again this year, but Maava taking a step forward would be awesome. I'm pretty sure Miller Moss is gone. He transferred out. So that's the thing that's hard is like so many of these players just transfer out. But
I mean, they just call it sports now. Like everyone likes to
yeah.
jump around.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, my guys are like Jacoby Lane, the wide receiver, and Mekhi Lemon. These are like the guys that I was kind of looking forward to seeing, but still, yeah. Rant. I'll keep it short. It was about yesterday's game, but we kind of fuck, dude. Like seriously, like what the fuck, man? Like that's the worst way to lose, bro. Like give up one run. I think Brock Stewart gave that one run. It was barely his fault. It was like bloop single bullshit. And I was just like, fucking whatever. We'll figure it out. Get to the top of the lineup. Shohei, like, gets on. Hits on a first swing. Like, very nice. Mookie. Lars Nootbaar makes the catch of the freaking day. Like, down the foul line. Books it from, like, deep right. Into the foul line. Diving catch. What should have been a BSR bloop single. Ended up being an out. Okay. And just crappy. Just crappy. If that drops, we're talking a totally different ball game, probably possibly a tie game. Anyway, so yeah, it's the dog days, and boy, does it feel like it, man. It sucks. Like, but yeah, sorry, Murph. I know. I'll stop.
I mean, no, it's good. You guys are giving me lots of panda days.
By the way, for our listeners who don't know, when the Dodgers win a home game, Panda Express has a 2-item plate for $6 if you order via the app or online with the promo code DodgersWin. Collin Murphy only goes to Panda Express on days that the Dodgers lose at home. He's been had plenty of reasons to go to Panda. So enjoy your orange chicken, you lousy, petty motherfucker. My gratitude is Luka, that's right. Luka signed his extension. I think it was 165 over 3. Sets him up for a humongous payday if he opts out after 2. Should be exciting ball. Our gratitude's been Luka related for two weeks in a row now. Like last week it was like, oh, he's skinny, and now it's like, oh, he signed with us.
It's a lot to be grateful for.
It's a lot to be grateful for. This guy's a hell of a lot of fun to watch. I'm so glad he'll be in a Laker jersey. I'm sad that I didn't buy the season tickets when I had the chance, because now they're gonna be so expensive. But I'm really happy for the Lakers, really happy for Laker fans. Y'all don't deserve shit, but here you go again. And let's go Luka. 3 more years. Who wants next? Dan?
For matchup, I went with pitching matchups as usual. I wanted to highlight first the matchup of the old guys that have been going at it since 2008. Scherzer versus Kershaw is once again happening this week. That's always fun. The best actual pitching matchup that's happening is Christopher Sanchez against DeGrom this weekend.
What do you mean actual matchup? How dare you? What do you mean actual best matchup? You mean 2 Hall of Famers, surefire first ballot Hall of Famers isn't good enough for you? You picky bastard. And then you pick Jacob DeGrom and Christopher Sanchez?
Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah, I mean, I love both of those guys, but yeah, they are on the downswing of their careers, I think is fair to say. But yeah, I'll be happy to watch them. It'll be nice. I don't think I've seen a single Scherzer Blue Jays game yet, so it'll be.
But Dan, what if it's like they both miss the game for some reason,
and then
it's 2 other guys that come in, and we're like, oh, we're gonna buy those rookie cards, like,
yeah, yeah. 2008. It was supposed to be Greg Maddux against Randy Johnson, and then they both
bailed, and then 2 unknowns named Clayton Kershaw and Max Scherzer stepped in to face each other. So we're hoping that they actually missed it, and then we get to see who's next to. Yeah.
Then that was a divisional battle for the next decade plus between 2 Hall of Fame pitchers.
Yeah, you got to hold on to one of those guys, of course.
Yeah, like, God forbid you trade away one of the best pitchers of a generation, right? Like,
so, yeah, just nice little preview for everyone.
Yeah, they'd be going at it for the better part of a decade. In opposite leagues. Okay.
As usual, my rant is not too impressive. I struggle to find things to rant about. I was watching the Speedway Classic for baseball, which was a fun idea, I thought, and I liked the uniforms, but they really painted themselves into a corner with the 1 day only thing, and once it started raining, like torrential downpour, the fact that they made those players play it in those conditions, even like a part of an inning, which they did, was very annoying to me. Like I get it, but like there's under any other circumstance they wouldn't have thrown a pitch. Like it was just storm-like conditions, and it was full on puddles on the field. And yeah, after a little bit of trying to force it, they were like, nope, and they played it the next day anyways. Turns out it was possible. Grateful for, I have a fun little poo-poo platter of things as usual. I don't know if you saw the clips of the Yankees announcers continuously jinxing themselves. They were talking up Bednar.
Oh yeah, I've seen this.
And then immediately he gives up a home run. They were talking shit about Jock Peterson. Immediately he hits a home run against them. It's been a fun week with the Yankees clips. And then after the Marlins series, they were just completely in shambles. They were
that fan base.
It's been
going through it right now. It is rough.
I also wanted to shout out Pat Murphy's Pocket Pancake. I don't know if you saw the Brewers manager was being interviewed, and they asked him like what he likes to snack on during games, and he pulls out a full pancake that he had in his pocket, and he takes a bite and offers the reporter a bite, and she like no hesitation.
Wait, so she ate some?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So yeah, that was pretty great.
Get her to a clinic immediately.
This is wild because my wife and I were watching Taskmaster. It's like this British TV show. Where
Oh, I love Taskmaster.
Yeah. So one of the tasks was to find a cake and sit on it. The first whoever could do it fastest like wins. And this lady literally pulled a pancake out of her purse. It's like, I always carry these around. She sat on it, was done in 3 seconds. One person baked a cake to sit in to try and do this faster.
Might be the slowest way to do that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, otherwise it's searching the whole compound for an actual cake, which turned into a whole thing. A couple people found it, some couldn't. But yeah, but no, pancake in the purse. So yeah, apparently she's not the only person that did that.
I refuse to believe that this is a thing, Dan. I'm sorry.
I just gave you proof.
That's disgusting. That is so unsanitary. Not just for your pancake, but for everything else that is going to be touched with like flour and moisture and what the hell is wrong with people, dude? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have more? Or
the last one was I do like the Dodgers fans trying to organize the standing ovation for Mookie to turn his season around like they did with Trey Turner. Hopefully that keeps going. But the fact that they tried it at all is
the thing is, like, we don't boo our own players like Philly fans boo our own players, so it doesn't have like the same amount of juju.
Exactly. Yeah. But the thought is nice.
Didn't you call him Dookie Betts for half this podcast?
I was referring to the people who were calling him that. Yeah, but I would never personally call him Dookie Betts. Okay. I don't think you guys realize he's my favorite baseball player. Like, I like him more than Shohei. Like, I love Mookie Betts. So
but
it kills me to watch him play.
Your kid has
like
a Shohei jersey, not a Mookie jersey.
I have the Mookie jersey. So Eunice has Freeman. I have Mookie, and he has Shohei. Shohei's such a basic pick. Like, I get it. Yeah, no, he's one of the best players.
Why are you giving your kid basic
love Shohei? Yeah,
because he doesn't fucking care. He'll wear any jersey. He's happy.
Get him a Conforto jersey.
See, that's just mean, right? Because I don't want my kid getting stepped on in the street. All right, like I don't want somebody kicking my kid in the back of the head because he's wearing a Conforto jersey.
Next one I want to get is Will Smith. That'll be
I mean, he keeps hitting like this. Like, yeah, Jesus. Yeah. No, I was ready to get the Quan jersey. I was
finger on the button.
On the button. Just Andrew Freeman was like, "Don't touch that button, Euno. Don't put. I got some bad news for you, pal."
Well,
try call, not Quan.
Same number of letters.
Yes.
Probably just as
practically good. Sounds the same.
Same vowel.
Same vowel. Murph, you have gratitude rants. A matchup you're looking forward to?
Matchup. I was going to say Wrexham making their first appearance in the championship. 4 promotions in 5 years. This is the team that Ryan Reynolds and Rob Mack, who apparently switched his name, it's now just Rob Mack. They invested in. They're playing Southampton, who just got relegated from the Premier League this past year. So, it's going to be a pretty big test start off the bat. It was fun listening to Mac kind of talk on the podcast about how it's kind of been bittersweet for him at times because they know that how well some of these players they've had in the lower divisions have played. They are playing themselves out of a job and they get sold after the promotion because they're not at that level. Yeah. But he said it's one thing that he finds very helpful on his end is the fact that he is so far removed from the player decisions that like he gets blindsided when some of the moves happen. And so he can feel genuinely anguish and frustration, commiserate with some of the fans and stuff over it. Cause he likes the guys too, but also kind of understands that that's kind of just how the way this works. So yeah, that's probably one of the big things I'm looking for. The other thing is Friday is August 8th, which is, as everyone knows on ESPN, it is the Ocho on 8/8. And they're going to be broadcasting 24 hours of the most ridiculous sports that exist. Always a very great thing to check out. It would start off as a joke due to the movie Dodgeball, sports movie somehow we didn't bring up.
Yeah, that's a good one.
ESPN de Ocho has been just a great tradition that they've kept going for a couple decades now at this point. I absolutely love it. I'll be having that on pretty much all day and watching the ridiculousness. Grateful. I'm going to circle back around to a rant I had a little bit ago where Wilson Contreras actually came out and had a little strong statement and has been trying to work with, and seems like The Venezuelan Little League team is now they overruled the presidential travel ban, and they are going to be able to compete in America. So it looks like calmer, rational heads have prevailed. It was good seeing someone, with their platform, especially Wilson Contreras, who's Venezuelan, speaking out on this. Also, kind of just made me think, Venezuela, absolutely an insane number of MLB catchers have come out of Venezuela. Because the Contrerases, you have Gabby Moreno. I'm missing another big one off the top of my head. Is it Salvador Perez? There's another big one who's older that I'm missing. There's several different Venezuelans.
Right,
so yeah, it was good to see.
Salvi.
It was Salvi.
Yeah, Salvi.
So yeah, insane how well.
You didn't even mention the best Venezuelan player.
I was mentioning catchers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, otherwise I'd mention David Peralta, who, by the way, is a great immaculate grid answer because he has made exactly one All-Star team, one Gold Glove, and one Silver Slugger.
Nice.
So everyone always forgets that part. My rant, I don't really have a lot that I'm really super passionate about, but I guess the whole scoring for the FedEx Cup in golf, don't really get it. We're into the final 3 tournaments, starting with the St. Jude Championship this weekend. Sky Shuffler has a pretty large lead.
Yeah.
The guy second place in the standings is Rory, who is not showing up because he took second to last year in this same tournament and fell a whopping 1 spot in the standings, and so he doesn't think it matters. Newsflash golf. If the third to last event and part of your championship series can literally be ignored by the number 2 golfer and he thinks it's not going to affect his chances of winning, you might want to refigure your scoring system because something is just not right there. Or just realize that no one's going to care about your competition because it's ridiculous that the number 2 player thinks that it's not going to hurt his odds of catching number 1 by not showing up.
I mean, but Murph, how many different ways do you need to slice that Scotty Scheffler's winning the whole shit? It's just like, all right, Scotty's getting in.
I mean,
if you're not first, you're last.
He had a bigger lead last year, and Collin Morikawa pushed it to within 4 strokes of him, and there was actually a little bit of drama there late. And if the guys who are actually in second and third, because Morikawa came all the way from 6th place, so he was already back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
If one of the other contenders actually had a day, similar to what Morikawa pulled off, it could have happened. But yeah, Scheffler does have a pretty big lead, and it's even bigger against the field now because Rory's out. Yeah.
Also dumb because we all know who the real winner of this year is in golf. All right. It's I hope it's not any surprise to anybody that Scotty Scheffler's the best golfer on the planet. It's just come on, guys. Come on, yo.
I mean, he's having a hell of a year.
So what the hell is this FedEx Cup really about? Right. It's
well, he won it pretty easily. Well, he not easily. Morikawa did push him at the end, but he had a pretty sizable lead heading into the final event.
Yeah, it's Scotty.
So my understanding is basically they do points until the FedEx Cup Championship. At that point, they convert the points to strokes, and so then you have some weird leads, kind of like in the biathlon, where you after the ski jump, then you get to start the cross country part sooner, and then there's a second delay. That's basically how golf does this, where they just convert the points to strokes behind that everyone else is heading into the final event. And more
some Mario Party shit, dude. This is some Mario Party scoring going on.
It's a very convoluted system, but the closest I can configure it to is the biathlon. For those that are Winter Olympic aficionados, you'll know. Yeah, you have the ski jump, and then your yardage or meterage, I guess, because it's international. Lame. Gets converted to seconds.
Okay.
Also, having mentioned if you're not first, you're last, another sports movie we could have mentioned, Talladega Nights. That's a great
racing,
one.
Yeah.
That one also showed up on a ton of the top 4s in the
Talladega Nights.
Oh yeah,
that's 3 or 4 guys
Will Ferrell
mentioned that one. Yeah.
That is not the best Will Ferrell movie.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
no,
outside
it's 4
Lego
favorites,
movie.
not 4 best. So they were, people love that movie apparently.
But
right.
Murph
Lego
said best.
Lego movie, it's the second best movie.
Am I having a stroke? What is going on? Thanks everybody for joining us. This has been another edition of Everyone Hates Us. I'm Euno Lee, joined by my great co-host Dan and this fucking weird ass Colin Murphy. We'll see you next week, same time. We're gonna stop here and make sure to like, subscribe, comment on the video, and tell us what you thought about the fight between me and Dan. All joking aside, we'll see you next week. Love you guys.